Hi, I'm Z, your hot pink priestess, guiding you through all things brujeria, healing, and cosmic chaos.
And I'm Meg. I know nothing about spirituality, but I'm here to ask every single question anyway.
This is Black Girl Magic meets White Girl Questions.
Where two sparkly worlds collide and the universe gets loud. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to episode 5. I know you're all
Yellow.
thinking, what? They know it's episode 5? Yep. Until we get into double digits, I think we know what episode it is. So,
Precisely.
right. Once we get to like 10, 11, 12, we're not going to know.
Oh no.
Episode 5. And so if you haven't listened to the other 4, what are you waiting for? We're hysterical and funny, and we're talking about stuff people don't talk about. And we're doing it right, neurodivergent friendly space. We're doing
Yeah,
it asking questions and answering, and there's no hard feelings or sadness, or we're just
no judgment.
with humor and empathy. And
Mm.
hopefully, as I learn things, because he's teaching
Hmm.
things, then you learn things. And
Yay.
right, and our big reason for doing this is because I am always saying get new information, get new information. If you don't know something, if you don't understand something, if you're not familiar with something, get new information. So this is, although called Black Girl Magic meets White Girl Questions, it should be called Get New Information.
Yeah, exactly. Although I like our title better, it's catchy.
Oh, I do like our title too. And I don't know if everybody just saw we just collabed on a post where Z was a black unicorn and I was a white unicorn.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were so good.
I love it. This is
I
such a
know.
good idea. All
I
right. Oh,
Okay,
go
go ahead.
ahead.
No,
No, you
you go.
no,
You
no, I want to know what's on your list.
Oh yeah, okay. So we're going all the way from Vegas to bad dreams.
Okay.
Unless you have bad dreams in Vegas. Vegas could be a bad dream, I think, probably.
In and of itself, it could be.
Yeah. Okay, so before I left for Vegas, which was the second to last week of January, I was trying to manifest myself winning in Vegas. And
Yes.
but I manifested it, and I thought if I manifested it, I wasn't allowed to tell Z because it was like a wishing well, like when you throw
Yeah.
your penny in, you can't tell anybody because your wish won't come true.
Yeah, you keep it safe.
So I thought that was the case, is that I wasn't supposed to do that. And then I just told Z, I was like, I'm manifesting in Vegas. I'm thinking
Yeah.
number 4 kept coming up. I don't know why I didn't force it. It just came up, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna win $4 million. And then I was trying not to say, no, Meg, that's ridiculous. You're not going to. You're just being a dingbat because you've told me that that's not helpful.
Yeah.
So I did go to Vegas. I was by myself the first night, and I like to dress up in sparkle outfits and go to the arcade. That is not how
So fun.
I live Vegas, but that is how I live Vegas. And I won 1,400 tickets. So 14 is my favorite number, and there was a 4 in there.
What?
And then I get the kids that I work with, I get them fidgets with my tickets.
You're so
They think they're cool because
cool.
they're from Vegas, right? So I'm like,
Yeah,
these are
yeah.
Vegas fidgets, and they think that's cool. And I'm like, behavior consultant of the week in my own head. Uh, and then the last night, I picked a machine that was about pugs. So my son used to love pugs.
Mm.
Um, and so I was like, oh, Brendan would love this machine when he was like a little bit younger. And I played it, and I won that one, and then I won the next one, and then I won the next one, and I won $344.
What?
Like,
345.
damn it, that's not. And then, right, my old self would have been like, that's just lucky. Like 4 could end up anywhere. It wasn't in the front, but I felt like it meant something that was double. And 14 is my favorite number, but 4 is in 14. And I don't even know why I thought of 4. I didn't like, what number should I pick in my head? Like, I didn't do
Yeah.
that. So I didn't win the 4 million. I do wish it was 4 million.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
for
you
$344 is still a lot of money.
I mean the fact that you were thinking about four or like kind of manifesting the four energy and then it showed up. But I will say now we'll never know if you're gonna win the $4 million because you put it out there and then you're like, no.
I know, see? And then I was like, Meg, you're not supposed to do that. You're gonna say, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. And then I got down to, I talked myself out of like 4,400,000. I was trying to convince myself for 40,000.
You're like, I'm gonna make, but you know what we call that in the spiritual realm is we call it your like energetic capacity. So people can only manifest things or manifest amounts of money that they are willing to hold within their own energy. So
Oh,
when we go into the energetics of business, I always have people like pick a number that feels good in their body, but also feels good in their energy. Because sometimes if you're like, I want to charge like $40 million, and then you go, nope, that's fucking stupid.
yeah.
Right? There's no way it's gonna happen. There's no way because you don't even believe it. And your energy is probably like, I'm just gonna push it away. I don't really want it. So you have to, like you did, kind of backpedal to a number that feels safe within your body. And you're like, oh great, it's $344.
But what's funny is when I picked four, I thought, now that you say that, I obviously picked an even number. I don't like, I've
Yeah.
talked about this 2 times in 2 days. I don't like prime numbers, except for two because it's even. Um,
Yeah.
but I don't like odd numbers. Like I will never put my like volume in my card as 17. Like, oh, 19. I don't
Oh.
like those. So it is funny that my capacity was to pick. I wasn't gonna pick nine. I wasn't gonna pick 19.
7.
Right? I was gonna pick a nice, cute
Cute.
baby number.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you manifested something though with your numbers in it should show you that like you have some bajush, you got something going on. So
Yeah, no,
maybe the
well,
next
know that
time you
I was
go.
in the arcade and I played a game where you get these cards and then you put these cards, they're Avenger cards, and you put these cards in a machine and you get 50 points for each one. And I had a lot of them and I go putting them in, putting them in, putting them in, putting them in, and then it says you got 1,400 what 1,400 tickets and I am the only one in the arcade, mind you. And I went, fucking way. And the card machine is right next to the people who give you the cash your tickets in.
Yeah. I love it.
I looked at me like, she just talked to, is she talking to me? Well, who's she talking to? There's nobody else here. And
Are you
I'm in
talking
a, yeah, and I'm in a sparkle outfit by
to me?
myself. So I look probably drunk or high or something.
Yeah, grown ass adult.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not, and in Vegas, you can wear sparkle
Yeah,
outfits
you
like
could
that.
do whatever you want in Vegas. Everybody does
I mean,
sparkles.
even if you're walking around naked, I think you're all right. So,
Totally fine.
um, so I don't look the weirdest in my sparkle outfit.
No,
I actually made a lot
no.
of friends because I had that outfit.
Yeah. I mean, so what did you feel when you won the tickets? Like,
Well, I
aside from
had to
saying no fucking way.
I had to fight the inclination to say it was just lucky,
Mm,
right? Like that's just it's just random and lucky. But then when
yeah.
I got 344, I to myself, I had told the two people I was with that I was manifesting, I was like, oh, it's not like a wishing well. I could tell them. So, and then when I got the 344, I went, oh, Z's gonna be so excited. And they were like, who's Z? I was like, well, and then I told them all about a podcast and all this stuff. But like, I feel like 1,400 could have been if it was 1,400 and then I won $267, I would have been like, eh.
Yeah.
But I
But you
don't
did
know, the repeat of the fours kind of made it like, okay, it has to mean something. I don't know what it means. I did think about it beforehand, but I didn't. And then I picked I didn't pick random machines. I picked machines Brennan would like, so I did it out of like love and positivity. And I was like, oh, damn it. I'm gonna tell Z and she's gonna be like, told
it. Yeah, I told ya. No, but this is so freaking cool. Do you know what this means? This
you.
means now that you are such an amazing manifester, you can go back to Vegas. We should just have Vegas trips planned for you. So then you get better and better and better at manifesting, and then you just go manifest what you want. But you have to keep the number to yourself.
Oh, is it like a wishing well? I can't tell anybody.
Yeah, it's like a wishing well.
Why? I thought when I told you it was like a wishing well, I thought you were gonna be like, Meg, don't be ridiculous. Wait, why do I have
No,
to
it's
give it to myself? Or
no,
other
it's like
people
a
try to steal my numbers, Z?
no,
Rude.
no. So it's a few different things. So I always tell people you always keep your manifestations and your wishes to yourself. Like
Oh,
hold on as tight as you can.
okay.
And my spiritual teacher who like trained in the Himalayas also talked, it's like in many cultures, like
Okay, okay.
whatever you're wishing for, you don't say. One, on the psychological side, let's say you're like, oh, I'm manifesting a trip to, I don't know, the Bahamas, and you're like telling everybody, and then all of a sudden, the stuff that you need to do to get to the Bahamas starts to get really challenging, and then all of a sudden, it just doesn't fucking work out.
Mm.
So two things happening. Well, one, it's like when you start telling people about your manifestation or that you're like, I'm doing this, I'm going to do this, it signals to your brain that it's already done. And so then you can also subconsciously sabotage yourself. And you'll think it's done. So then you're not going to work as hard as if you're just working by yourself. And then on the energetic side, when too many people know about your manifestations, it's not like they're sending negative energy, but then it's like a hyper concentration of energy that now makes it more challenging for your energy to get to. So
Okay.
then sometimes the manifestation begins to crumble or get more difficult. And so you have to wait, and then usually another path will begin to open up. I learned this lesson so many times with many projects that I've had. And I had to work so closely with my coach to be like, okay, when can I launch it? And we basically use astrological days to help with launching so that there's an even stronger
I'm writing
energy.
that down.
Yeah, there's an even stronger energy behind it. So it's like we can't just be seeding things everywhere because then it gets stuck. Like it's like the weirdest thing. But you should definitely do that. We can talk about that on a different podcast. But it's so fun. But yeah, you keep it to yourself so then you can manifest it.
So if I didn't tell anybody, I could have won the $40,000.
We'll
Damn it.
never know now, but
Never
now
know
we
now.
know.
I ruined it. I peed on my
You
own
did.
parade.
You did. Yeah, your capacity went from 40,000 to 344.
I thought it was like if I tell, like I was keeping it a secret. Then I was like, why am I keeping it a secret? Like they're not gonna do anything. And I
No.
did tell people because I wanted them to like cheer me on. But it seems like
Yeah.
energetically the opposite happens is that their energy just gets
Yeah.
up with mine, and then I have to fight their energy. I don't want to fight their energy.
Yeah. And why do you need people to cheer on your own manifestation?
Because I thought that's how that was going to be better. Because I don't really,
Oh,
because I don't really know how I'm doing it so far. So I
uh,
thought, oh, if I tell more people, they'll like, it'll be a go. I need some go fight win girls or boys. And
okay,
I
okay.
know that now. I know that that's going to hurt me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, always try and keep it to yourself. Like I have to tell my clients, even if they're manifesting new love, new clients, like any project they're working on, just keep it tight. Keep it tight to yourself. Hug yourself. Don't tell anybody, and then take action when it's time. Like it's building a strong, energetic foundation so that it actually comes to fruition.
But I
Like
would have
I,
to
yeah.
tell, like, if I was doing a project with you, I would tell you, and then we would keep it together. Like,
Yeah, we would keep
sometimes I
it
need
secret.
somebody to help. Like, my social media girl, Danielle, has to help me do things.
Yeah, like obviously the people who are involved,
Okay.
like yeah, you can't move forward without it. But like sometimes when it comes to social media or like
Yeah.
larger appearances, we use the power of astrology because there's more energy behind it. And so then it's like it's not just your luck and your energy and your team's energy, it's like the universe helping you.
Well, someone told me, that reminds me, someone told me I was in a preschool observing a boy who has who had my temperament, and he was just like very intense and told adults where to stick it. And I was like, yes. And the director was like, what's your sign? And I was like, I'm a Capricorn. She's like, oh. So she starts talking. She's like, wait, what's your rising moon? No, what's the thing?
Yeah. No,
Is
you
what?
got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I
One
was
of us rising, one is moon.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't know. And
Oh, we should look that up.
so she's doing all the things. She was like, you should do an app and you should do, and she was like, you're talking like astrology to me. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I know my temperament. I was like, I'd be so good at that for a month.
Yeah.
And I am drunk squirrely somewhere else because it's
Yeah.
hard and I wouldn't know what to do. And it would cost a lot of money. And so, but it was so funny. She asked me that and I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to, should I call Z right now? We should have a Zoom.
I know. Maybe we need to have you do like a whole astrology thing and then we can like we can look at it. I want to know now. Also tell you when the portals are coming. There's a big one coming. We have Fire Horse here. It's technically the new year is starting in
Oh
Fire
wait,
Horse.
it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, and I
Yeah.
know that.
You
I
have a
know that
post ready.
because I'm
Okay.
supposed to put a post out that I did a long time ago because I know it's the year of the horse, but I went to the aquarium. Who I had a drunk squirrel. The aquarium, and there was the coolest octopus. So I'm pretending it's the year of the octopus.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah, and it's really funny. But I was like, oh, I gotta see. I would have forgot to do it. I'm gonna do it right now. I would
Yeah,
have
write it
forgot to
down.
put them, but like, oh, I've been waiting because I thought it was January 1st, and I was like, wait, that's not the Chinese New Year. I was like, damn it, February 17th, and I knew when I did it. I thought, well, I'm not gonna remember that.
Well, and you
It
know,
was too
it's
far
like,
away.
yeah, you know what's great is like a lot of people, maybe this last week or the last couple of weeks have been going through extra shedding. So, like, since we were talking about feedback or like any last changes or things falling away, also going to happen really close to the new year beginning so that you can reap the rest of your benefits.
And I heard you say fire horse. Is it not a? It's not a regular horse. What's a fire
No,
horse?
it's like really fast momentum. Like I kind of see it as like the chariot card in tarot, but so much more than that. It's like quick, direct movement, powerful. If you've been doing a lot of your quantum jumping and healing and hitting all the portals, your life and your career are just going to take off. Like you're already manifesting so much right now, Meg. Like it's ridiculous. I cannot wait to see what happens for we're gonna I can't even speak because I'm so excited.
I don't even know. I just had to write down quantum jumping. I was like, I was a long jumper, and I felt like I would be good at quantum jumping. I don't
Oh
even know
my
what it.
God, it's so fun. I talk about it all the time on my
Well, you
TikTok.
were like, it's fast and it's this and it's that, whatever you just said, and I was like, wait,
Yeah.
that. So you just described my temperament, but
Yeah.
in terms
Perfect.
of quant, I don't know. Well, I
It we need a
wait.
quantum jumping
So is
one
there
soon.
always a portal? I almost said a hole. A portal? Is there always a portal around the Chinese New Year?
It kind of astrologically creates a portal
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like
I
the
mean,
end of something and the beginning of something else. And it's also a solar eclipse. So it's a big
solar
portal.
eclipse in my heart. I don't know. That sounds.
No, but it's like two things. Oh, wait, hold on. Just give me like 2 seconds. I need to grab my notebook. I left it over here, but I
Oh,
have
come
all the
on now.
I know. I wasn't planning on talking about portals. So basically, for tomorrow, there's the new moon in Aquarius, which is all about your future,
That's
right? Because
water.
yeah, Aquarius is also very humanitarian energy, but they do things in a very unique way. So plant all of your new seeds. All of your new seeds. Do it tomorrow. Candle workings. I know you don't meditate. Just do whatever you like. You stick your chest out and do the neck thing. And do
Oh
the
my,
neck thing.
I will wear my unicorn hat and I will wear sparkles and I go into a school tomorrow. They'll be like, middle school, high school kids already think I'm weird. I'm
Yeah,
taking it all out.
yeah. But it's cool because the new moon, so basically when the moon is new, there's no light. So it's the absence of light. And so it's
Yeah.
the beginning of a journey, but also right before it's the best time to cleanse and clear anything in your, yeah, like your business or personally or friends, like kick them to the curb, that kind of thing. And then you've got the solar eclipse that's happening, which that is really powerful. So the fact that we have like the Lunar New Year with a solar eclipse and the new moon in Aquarius is like it's wild. It's really wild.
And that now, like tomorrow and for the next week, I'm going to be like this. Is it now? Because things just right, the things that I've talked to you that just happened in my head just happened. I have no idea. And then they're just like,
Yeah.
and then I turn
Yeah.
into maybe tomorrow when I wake up, I'm going to be a magical, beautiful unicorn. I can't wait.
You're just, it's gonna be so great. You're gonna be so sparkly tomorrow. Just be sparkly tomorrow. I don't know. Just think of all the best things you want for the entire year, all day tomorrow.
So I'm bad at that job because I'm bad at the Meg, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Sort of goal oriented questioning. And I was
No,
like,
not goals.
no,
Just
no, but so I have a hard time with like think for the rest of the year. I was like, Z, I have till tomorrow. I am thinking about tomorrow. If you ask me right now, Meg, what are you doing on 2/18? That's on Wednesday. I'd be like, I can't even tell you the
no.
first job I'm going to. So like I don't know how to plan for a whole year. Maybe I need help in that.
But
I don't know
but
how
you
to
know
do.
how to feel. You know how to
Oh
feel.
yeah, I do. That's true. I feel great.
Yeah. So then just feel a bunch of great feelings tomorrow.
Okay, okay.
It's the
That's
same
easier
thing.
because when I have to like make a list or like itemize things or
No,
no,
this is
that's
not a
not what you're
list.
saying, but that's what everybody in the like we talk about the real world that you do, and then there's the pretend
Yeah.
world of
Yeah.
manifestation and social media pieces of that. And
Yeah.
so when I hear think about what you're going to do the rest of the year, I think, oh crap, is that an itemized list that I don't know how to do?
No, well, and everybody manifests differently. So I have some people I help who manifest everything when they write something down.
Mm.
Like if they don't write it down, their energy can't manifest it for some reason. They just have that type of energy. And then there's some people who are just emotions and visualizing or just visualizing. And there's some folks who just like feel awesome and then awesome things happen to them, like you.
I
So
think I'm the
just
awesome feeling one.
yeah, just feel really good tomorrow and be in a high frequency. Your goal is to be in a high frequency. If you are in a low frequency all day and you're being hard on yourself or like you're like, they're annoying me, it's gonna like magnify that emotion and toss it through the portal for the rest of the year. So it's like be in your fabulous sparkle, I'm owning it, I love energy.
Okay. I we talked before this about constructive criticism, and that put me in a low frequency. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And that's my own thing. We don't have to talk about it, but it did put me in a low frequency, so I'm gonna have to like turn it up.
Yeah. Turn it up. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is cord cutting part of what we're supposed to be doing? Because
Yeah.
I was you were on a live, and I was like, "Ooh, she's on a
Hmm.
live," and know that I listened to you, and I do not know. I wrote a lot of things down because I was like, "What is she talking about?" It would kind of felt like you were talking a different language because you said all the words I don't know, and one was
Yeah.
cord cutting. So I know cord cutting. Like I had a baby, they have to cut the umbilical cord, so
Ah,
he
it's actually a good representation.
is that like the people that are you said it too before, like the people who are like dragging you down, like that's the cord cutting. But is there like a do you do like a okay, this is gonna
Like
you're
a
gonna laugh at me,
ritual.
but like a candle working sort of not a seance, I just don't know the word that you're supposed to do for this cord cutting. Is there like a
Ritual.
activity or thank you, a ritual around like an activity? Can we do an activity?
But I like the wiggle dance instead. Is there one of these? It's a ritual. Yeah. So if you're practicing like hoodoo or voodoo or Santeria, there's always going to be some sort of candle work that goes along with a cord cutting because
Okay.
you're using physical representations of the energy. So when I've done cord cuttings, I usually use people candles because it can more
They look like
easily,
people.
yeah, they look like people
Ooh.
and they'll also be in different colors. And usually you want to do like you, who is of like the one cutting away the energy as the white candle, and then the other one in the shadow candle. So that would be like a black or something like that.
Mhm.
And in hoodoo, we never let them face each other because then it brings the energy closer. And so there's a whole process for like cleansing the candles and then putting names and putting birth dates and you use string, it's red string. And so you basically tie it around the areas where you feel like the connection is. And I actually have a video about this I can send you. I don't use people candles in the video, but I use two different candles. Um, you wrap it around the places where you feel the connection being pulled on. So if someone is like constantly like ripping down your confidence, like you would tie it around both of you around the belly. Or if you feel like this person is trying to hold you back or sabotaging you, maybe you would tie it around the feet and the ankles.
Hmm.
Or if you feel like they say things that really get in your mind, you would tie it around your head and any
Okay.
place. Like, or sometimes you can tie it just around all of the chakras, the main chakras. Obviously, there's some that go above your head, but um, so then when the cord cutting begins, it releases energy from those places. And then there's going to be specific herbs and what we would call like dressing the candle. So we would use certain herbs or certain oils that help strengthen the working itself. And then you can extend the working by doing also cleansing baths, depending on how strong the energy is that is attached to you or like you are exchanging with. And so then you would light both the candles, and the fire from the flames is what breaks the cords. And so from there, someone like myself would look at the candles and decide if another one needs to be done, or if it fully burned, or if they ended up touching, or whatever it is.
Oh.
We would do a whole reading afterwards. And then you can have like a couple days of cleansing baths with like herbs and things like that. One of my teachers, I always say, like, when you do a cord cutting, it usually ends up hurting, not like physically hurt, but emotionally,
Mm.
because a lot of things start to miraculously come to light. So they might actually start getting a little bit more rude, or like you then have to start setting boundaries because cord cutting creates the door and the opportunity for you to leave. It doesn't necessarily mean that they go off somewhere, right? Like, because energetically, they're going to feel the cords cut, and then they're going to come back to the source where the cutting was done, which is you. So a lot of people are thinking they're like coming back, they're doing all these things. So there's this saying, like if you do a cord cutting and the person shows up or multiple people show up the next day, then you know where to cut the cord one more time. So then the energies can like fully be released, but then you have to be the one in the physical realm to set the
Hmm.
boundaries and end the cycle. So there's like that type of working. And then there's some people who just do like they want to write stuff on paper and they burn it. You can do like Reiki or any sort of energetic work to cut ties and things like that. I am hardcore on the candle working and and cleansing baths, and they are very wild, but it's fun and it's great.
Oh, well, I knew nothing about any of that. I wouldn't even know, like I knew nothing to even like ask about it.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't know, you don't know, right? So it's
Yeah, well, that's why we have this whole podcast. Because if we don't know.
yeah.
Okay. So cord goes, so there's no actual cutting of the cord. Like I pictured you putting it around
You
the candles and then being like snip, 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 snip.
you
That's not true.
can do that, but it's
Oh.
better to let the heat do it.
Which could be a while, yeah?
Yeah, depending on how big the candles are.
Yeah,
And
right?
then
I was
there's
like, don't
other
pick big
ones.
candles, you're gonna be there all day.
Yeah, and then there's other ones where you can actually like, it sounds strange, but you can bind yourself. And if you feel like my confidence is blocked, you can bind your belly and you can bind like I feel like I'm blocking myself energetically,
Hmm.
do the same thing and you can actually cut it off of yourself and then burn the cords. So
And
that can be
but you have to do there's not just you just can't wrap your belly and then cut it. You have to like that right there's a you must say something or
you're
do something.
cleansing,
Yeah,
you're
okay. I'm doing that part.
meditating,
Okay.
you're moving energy into the cords themselves because otherwise you're just tying yourself up and cutting it off. Yeah, right? Like there's something
All right.
that's really yeah. And
I'm
so
bad
it's
at that stuff because you would teach me, you would tell me, I would do it, and I would giggle the entire time because I wouldn't understand. I'd be like, did it go now? Like if you
I
bound
know.
me up and then we had to do things, and I always like meditation I'm bad at, as I've been honest about, but all partly because I giggle at it.
I feel like that's some people just do. Like, and it takes time to get to know how someone's energy works. And
Right.
like I have someone who manifests only by writing, and then she will only communicate through emojis. And so it's like,
Oh.
like it's very like I love this space because everybody's so different, but you just have to have patience to figure out how you work and how your energy works.
Yeah. I haven't ever done any of that long enough to know. I mean, I didn't even really know about my energy till I just thought I was happy and things were like lucky. And then you were like,
Yeah.
Meg, get it together. That's not true.
Yeah. Energy exists, even scientifically.
Yes. Okay, I'm skipping one just because this one is I'm gonna just talk about the full moon real quick. Is that there was a full moon and I'm have you ever seen the movie The Holiday with Cameron
Yeah.
Diaz? Okay. So remember how she can't cry in the movie until
Yeah.
she leaves Jude Law? Is that who that is?
I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah. Whoever nope, it's not. It's yeah, whatever. And leaves him and then she cries. That's how I feel like every time there's a full moon. I'm like, so she like walks back and forth and like does all these things and she's like trying really hard to
Yeah.
get like tears to come out of her eyeballs. And I was like, oh my gosh, I am trying to feel the full moon like Cameron Diaz does in The Holiday with
Yeah.
tears
Yeah. But it
because
has to
I
be
don't
energy.
feel any of it. I know, but last time right, there was a full moon since the
Yeah.
last episode that we did, since episode 4. And I thought, here we go, I'm gonna do it. And I just looked at the full moon and with my eyes really big and I tried to like no, I don't even know what I was trying to do, but I was like, it's gonna come. I'm gonna feel it. It's happening. And then I giggled because I felt like Cameron Diaz, and then I wrote it down. I wrote, oh, I just Cameron Diaz by full moon. I like made her a
Yeah.
verb. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like with time, you will eventually feel it,
Okay.
especially because after this whole Vegas thing, I feel
Yeah.
like this is just the beginning, right? Like, because you actually have to believe in the energy in order for it to start lingering in your own energy
And that's
because
taken
you've
5
been so
episodes
doubtful. Yeah.
to sort of, and you right, and you want me to believe so bad, and I want to believe, but I'm not also going to fake it. First of all, if it
Yeah.
works, we can't do the podcast anymore.
Yeah, I know. I know. Well, good thing we're honest, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, and I'm not going to just pretend.
No, no. But the fact that you're curious, I know that eventually with time, it's bound to happen because it's already happening.
Yeah, it's right. I've had two. The other one when my Ale Marada person that's gonna that boat charter, right? That one in
Yeah.
Vegas, and I was like, oh, okay, well,
Just saying. Converted.
yep, happening. So I just wanted you to know I was Cameron Diazing my full moon energy, and I
I
didn't.
love it.
So I need. What is it? Is it Jude Law? Someone's gonna listen to this, be like, Meg, it is not him. It's so and so, but I don't remember who.
Yeah.
Um,
Why don't you next time okay, tomorrow, why don't you sit outside but not look at the moon? Just sit in silence with your eyes closed.
and then what happens?
Just wait for a little bit.
So you say outside. Remember, you're warm. My outside
Oh,
right now is 35 degrees. I'm not gonna sit outside that long. And
I
it's
was
warm
sitting
today.
outside in Toronto and it was 23,
And it sucked, right? It was terrible.
but it was nice.
No, it wasn't. You
It
just
was
don't get to
nice.
the cold weather enough, see? No.
Just take 5 minutes, Meg.
Well, 5 minutes. Okay, I thought you said sit outside. I was like, I'll freeze if it's an hour. Do I have to get all of my stuff on?
Just sit for like five. Can you handle
Okay,
five minutes outside?
outside. Wait, is there a full moon tomorrow? Or is it just
It's a
because
new moon.
it's oh,
So
okay.
just sit outside.
You know what I
Just
said to somebody? I was talking to them about that I can't feel full moon energy, and obviously this person is with me and doesn't understand the full moon. They go, well, the moon's always full. You just see it sometimes because of the light. It's always there.
oh,
The whole thing's always there. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, because it's like a joke, right? And I was like, but that's not what we're talking about. It's just a full
no.
feel it when it's like lit up. And they were
Yeah.
like, yeah, no. And I was like, oh, you should meet Z because she'll tell
Bring
you.
them on.
I
Let's
know, right?
go.
I have all these baby souls for you. Okay.
Okay.
Um, should I do my crash out or should I do my bad dreams?
You pick.
Okay, I'm gonna do crash out. So
Okay.
I was so I am not. I'm like, oh, I am nervous about talking about this one. So
Sensitive one.
I am white. In case you are
Yes,
not,
you are
can't see my
white.
face.
Yes.
I am the white girl questions. So I am also not autistic. So in the neurodivergent autistic space, there is a word, and the word is crash out. I'm going to use it here. I've stopped using it outside of here, outside of talking about it, because I was told that that's a good idea by Z and by other people that are not white. And um, I have just used it. I said, right when kids are overwhelmed, and it's usually noise, crowds, sounds, no, noise, crowds, smells, lights, um, that they go into overwhelm, they go into meltdown or burnout or crash out. And
Hmm.
I was talking to a teenager, 14-year-old, and she's also white. I think that's helpful to know. And I said, I don't even know what we were talking about now. And I said, crash out. And she went, oh, you can't say that word. And I went, and I like, again, you don't know what you don't know. So I legitimately looked confused. And I was like, what word? She said the C word. And I was like, well, the C word is different for me than it
Yeah,
for you, I
that's
think.
fair.
And I was like, oh, you mean crash out? She goes, stop saying it. And I was like, I don't
Ah.
understand. So crash out has a history of, well, it seems like I did look it up. I watched YouTube. She told me to look at all the things. And I said, oh, I am using it because of the autistic community uses it. And she said, and I know what AAVE is, but I don't remember. It's African American vernacular. What's the E?
I can never remember the E. I just go with vernacular.
Okay, so
I
maybe it's VE because vernacular is VE and
don't
nac.
remember.
I don't know how to spell it.
I can't remember right now.
I know, no, no. I know, me too. I was like, oh no, I didn't write it out. So she said it's AAVE, and first of all, I didn't know what that meant. And anybody who's like rolling their eyes at me and says, I can't believe you didn't know. Remember, I am a white girl that lives in New Hampshire, so I don't. There's not a lot of diversity here.
Yeah. E
That
is English. E is English.
English. Oh, vernacular English. Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't. She's like, oh my gosh, that's AAVE, and I was like, gonna have to remember that acronym because I have to like look it up. I don't want to look
Yeah.
stupid. And she said I used to use all those words and all the other ones. She made me a list. She then made me a list of words not to say. I don't say any of the other ones except
That's
crash
nice
out.
though.
I thought I was being good by taking that from the autistic community and using it because I thought, oh, that's something they'll understand.
Yeah.
Um, And then I was told it's African American vernacular English, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I had to look up what that meant. And I thought, okay. So then I was like, well, I know who to talk to about this. So, I asked you, and you said, right, people, this is what the white community told me. We're not using it in a bad way. Like, if we thought of that on every word, we would never use any words. And I was like, okay. So tell me, Z, what do you, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking so many things right now. I also have a list of notes that I want to
Oh, I have it over here. Yeah. Every time you talk,
Oh,
I
okay,
write
good.
all my notes too, so I get it.
Okay, good. Well, one, I just want to say amazing job at like taking feedback from a child, but also a great reminder to stay up to date on those type of things, right? Because you're in a position of power when you're presenting. But what I did notice when I was looking at some of the comments, I initially was like, I really want to see who these people are that are voting on
Yeah.
how to engage, right? Because if at any time you are questioning whether or not you should do something, especially when it comes to African American vernacular or anything in general, like is this ethical? Should I'm white embodied, I'm white presenting. Best rule of thumb is to not use it. And the reason why I say that is because it will just always like prevent any trauma, any harm, like any burned bridges. And right now we need to be building bridges. The other reason why I say to not use it is because let's take the election, for instance,
Mm,
right? When we look at the percentage of people who voted for the president who is the president right now, it was heavily into white embodied femmes. And so, in order for us to create a lot of change in the world and release like this deep rooted pain that is within the Black community and it like coinciding with the white community, we have to be more mindful. What would be the reasoning for you to continue to use it now, knowing that it is a part of Black vernacular, right? And that's in response to some of the questions who are like, just use it, right? Because it's going to be
mm,
easy for someone to say, just use it because it doesn't really affect them. They're not in the system of oppression. They are able to opt out, right? Like that's a
mhm.
big sign. If you're able to opt out of harm, you are in a high seat of privilege.
Right,
So there's no like when I look at the situation, there's no good reason or good enough reason for you to continue to use it, right? Like now that you know what happens next is completely up to you, and you have the option to literally change history and to educate rather than some people looking at the situation of like, oh, but I've been using it. I don't really want to change. Like that's looking at it from a very like victim mindset. But we
right.
literally in the Black community are fighting oppression. So if the largest population isn't doing everything they can, even on that, what feels like minute level to them to change things, the system never changes. And the other thing I wanted to point out is because you are using a word that you are likely also profiting from, it's now in the realm of appropriation, right?
Mm,
So using
mm.
something that cannot be used by another community, but you can use it and now you can make money from it. So not only are you using something that doesn't belong to you, you are then making money off of it, which is like literally the boot of oppression. And when there's people who don't do anything when change is presented, they become the oppressor. There's no way around it. Even if they're like, well, other people were doing it. If you do nothing and you know about it, you are the system of oppression. So
And
I'll just pause
fight
there.
all
Yeah,
that
go
all
for it.
the time. Like
Right.
I don't want to be the one. And what I thought is I used to say meltdown, burnout, crash out, and I was like, but
Yeah.
meltdown, burnout, and crash out are synonyms.
Yeah.
So like right, but meltdown and burnout don't have the piece that crash out has. So like I even went like once you said Z like when in doubt don't use it. And I said, okay, so I went to my all my handouts where I think I used it and I took it all out and I don't use it, right? I'm using it. This is the first time I've used it since I was told not to and I asked you about it. This is the first time I've used it because I have to say the word. I can't say the C word because everybody thinks we're talking about something else.
Yes.
So So this is the first time I've used it in the weeks since I found out. And that's exactly like, I don't want to be the person that said, well, I'm going to use it. I'm going to do it because that's what we don't need right now in the world. We need
Yeah.
people to stand up and say, hey, that can be hurtful to somebody and say it wasn't a word, right? Like you said, on this minute level. What if it's, hey, when you do that, that's hurtful to somebody, or when you say, um, or when you do this, that's hurtful. Or when you say this, I'd be like, oh, okay, geez. But I also had to take it from a child. She's not, this child is not good at giving you kind, positive feedback. She just kind of like
Yeah.
to let you have it in all, like she is the one that, remember I talked about dinosaurs, that
Ah,
pterodactyl is not a dinosaur, it's a pterosaur.
get it
And
right.
I thought it was a dinosaur because I read lots of dinosaur books in when I taught kindergarten, and the pterodactyl was in there, and she called me a fucking idiot. She's not, her strength is not to give a message in a way that you hear best because
Yeah.
your knee jerk reaction is, oh, what? So
Yeah.
but I can't use that as my excuse. It's like, well, she doesn't know because she's a kid. Because
Yeah.
she said my Black friend told me to do research on it. So I've
Yep.
seen all the, and then we sat there and we watched YouTube videos. We watched what it means, and she was very frustrated with me that I didn't know. She said she was disappointed in me because I didn't know. And I was
That's
like,
fair.
it is fair. And I think that I did a great job of listening, where a lot of adults would have been like, "Who are you? You're 14." Like,
Yeah. Minimizing children. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Which I again fight all the time. Like
Yeah, me too.
she had a good she did it in a poor way, but she had a I
The
mean just
impact was
because
important.
it was important and she was very hot and feisty about it. And and the whole time I'm like, I'm gonna ask Z when we're
Yeah.
this half hour's over with her and we're done our one-on-one session, she's gonna go and I'm gonna talk to Z about this.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause I don't want to do the wrong thing.
yeah. And I mean, thank goodness that you have someone to ask, right? But
Yeah,
like, many communities do not, and that's not to like let people know that they should be lazy about it. Like your anti-racism work needs to be embedded into your everyday living. Like one of
yeah,
my biggest things that I always teach people is, especially right now, it's Black History Month. Why don't you learn something about Black history every single day? Or do it every single day of your entire life if you are
yeah,
not
yeah.
someone who presents as Black, so that this doesn't happen, and include your children, right? Like it's like activism can't work unless people are activated. But if people are just waiting for circumstances to help or the door to be open for you to be able to ask questions, that's your privilege speaking. So get uncomfortable with it all of the time and
Hmm.
like go into spaces where you are allowed to ask questions if you are allowed, but do it mindfully, obviously, like what we are doing. But don't assume this for everybody. Obviously, you know this. Like, don't assume that Black people are the ones that need to be educating you, right? Like, we don't
Hmm.
need to be doing
Right.
that. We have enough. We have enough on our plate, and what might feel minute to people, like and what I feel like minimizes when we say like microaggressions, it's for us, it's way more, right? Like us having to speak or to hold space for someone trying to navigate, and it's not for you, but other people, like navigate their anti-racism work is hurtful. It's depressing. It's hard. Like
Yeah.
we're like we shouldn't have like this, like I love that we're talking about this, but it shouldn't even be a conversation, right? So
Yeah,
that
right.
should tell everybody that if there are things that you feel like you keep crossing in terms of not knowing if you should do it because it might offend people or it might offend the Black community or another brown community or another marginalized group, your anti-racism work is not where it needs to be. It
And
needs
I
to be a
think
lot.
I learned that in the with the trans community too, is I had a lot of questions and they were like, we don't want to be the ones to answer all your questions. And I was like,
Yeah.
and at first, because I didn't know what I didn't know, I was like, well, then who am I going to ask? Like I'd have to know. There's plenty of people you can follow and ask and Google and books and articles and there's plenty. And I was like, oh, okay.
Be
Because
resourceful.
yeah, yeah, right. And then so when this happened, I was like, right, because we're good friends, I was like, well, I'm gonna ask because I'm just not gonna use it. But then I wanted to have a conversation about it because it's the first time somebody has said the word you were using has this history and you
Right.
shouldn't use it and you should stop using it now. But it was a big part of what I talk about.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I have to talk to somebody.
Yeah. Well, and the other point would be like if you were to use it, you would need to be giving credit where it's due, right? But then you're still profiting off of it. That's where the other issue is. So
Yeah,
if you were to be doing like a presentation and talking about crash outs and you had something or an asterisk or you're like what's popularly or like what is it? Popularly known in the Black community as blah 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 blah, the word crash out. Like you would have to say where it comes from,
yep.
so that credit is owed. But then there is the other ethical part that you are a white embodied femme still profiting off of something that belongs to the Black community.
Right. I have a question. And we have like 4 minutes, but I
Yeah.
have a question because I am not understanding. So you say when you say somebody who, right, I just say you're black, I'm white, but you were using different words, right?
Hmm.
I remember when I first met you and you said you were a femme and then I said she and I was like, and then I left and I thought, oh crap, well, there goes I wanted her to be my sparkle friend and now it's not going to happen because I didn't ask about pronouns and I was disappointed in myself and you said, nope,
Yeah.
she's fine. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Um,
Yeah.
so you keep saying black, someone who presents black, I guess I don't, or what, how are you saying it?
Yeah, so presenting, because even if I present as black doesn't necessarily mean I'm black if I see someone on the street. So if I see you, you are white embodied, you present as white,
Yeah.
likely in your lineage, but it could be something else. So it's just a good way to keep
Oh,
yourself from making categorizations that don't actually fit people.
that just happened to
Um,
me the other day. I have a friend, a good friend, that I thought was white embodied,
yeah,
right? And she said she was she says I'm part Puerto Rican. I was like, "You are?" I was
yeah,
like, "What?" And
yeah,
we're good enough friends that what we giggled about it and laughed about it, but that's why you say that, right? Because
yeah.
I mean, like I joke I'm super white, but but I could have something in me somewhere that so
Right.
I say that I'm not white, even
Yeah.
though I look it. I'm putting that.
Yeah. And like femme presenting or masc presenting, like not saying like guys and things like that, like hey guys,
I
not
say hey
everybody's a
guys
guy.
all the time, and I always try to catch myself, and it's something I'm working on. I say it often. I call
Say
everything.
any other word, folks.
I know, and I know it and it's my
Yeah.
fast brain and I try to stop it and I
Yeah.
am working on it, but I always say guys. And I
It,
always am
yeah.
like, oh, and then I don't want to take it back because that's like a whole thing. And then I look like a dingbat. Like, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't mean
No, 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 no,
that.
no, no.
I should take it back.
Correcting is
Okay.
better than like if you say, hey guys, and you have the thing like, I apologize, hello everybody, because you are not only are you going to acknowledge that you made a mistake and people are going to respect you for that, but you can't rewire your brain if you just let it go.
Okay. Yeah. Great. That's actually helpful.
Yeah, so just correct it.
Okay, no,
I do it all the time.
taking
If
that
I
right
like
down.
fuck up, yeah, I'm like, I apologize. Or like what I mean is this. Better to address it in the moment. Otherwise, people are gonna be like, there she go again, call me a guy. Right,
I'm
right.
gonna
And
think of another fun word for groups of people.
I
I
just
hate
say
friends.
folks.
I hate friends. I hate when people say, "Hey, friends," because I was like, "I'm not your friend."
I say beautiful people, beautiful souls, star people, glittery. I use like everything possible. Folks, folks with an X because I want to. Like whatever
Because I
works.
want to.
Or I address emails that say hello humans and then see if anybody who has a cat laughs, right? It's like
Like
I'm
anyone?
like
Nobody? No.
yeah. Yeah, I just like once you get into it and you find something that helps you like relax into it, you'll remember it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm terrible with the guys one.
Yeah. But I just want to say I'm super proud of you, Meg, for pausing and changing this conversation because, again, you are in a position of power. And so you have the ability to create change. And imagine if you were someone who was like, I'm going to coin a different term for this because I don't believe in taking from a community that has had enough taken from them. Right. And because even if, what if you eventually were teaching on that? Like, this is used for whatever and was used. I don't use it anymore. I just want to make sure we're all clear. Right? It's like you become that leader in the space of like, I'm calling out what I see it, say it, like in the medical field, and now I'm changing it. And
And
now
and
Meg's
I'm
saying,
responsible for helping a lot of kids. So like I have to be a role model. I can't just be like, what big deal. I'm gonna use CrashApp. It's not I don't even whatever.
no,
Right? Because then
no.
kids are gonna be like, wait, is that the adult that's in charge of helping me do something?
Yeah, just like the kid was like, I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah, yes. And I said, "Are you seem angry with me? I'm just disappointed you didn't know." And then part of me, and I didn't say it, but part of me was like, well, how would I know? I probably use a lot of words that I'm not supposed to use, but I don't
Yeah.
know what I don't know. And so now you've told me, and now I'm
Yeah.
open-minded to it, but I didn't, 5 minutes ago, I knew
Yeah.
it was a word I shouldn't use. I
Yeah.
actually
But
picked it on purpose because I thought I was supposed to use it.
what's powerful is that the reason why you also know is because you're active in the community,
Yeah, right, right.
right? Like you care about people. So like that's also how you were going to find out. But again, doing the active anti-racism work or taking other anti-racism courses or staying up to date. Like obviously there's so much information and so many things that have been heavily appropriated that most people, even myself, I don't always call out because it's like I don't even want to put myself in the place of harm and I just would rather move on.
Hmm.
But the fact that you questioned it is now opening an entire door for you, right? So
Yeah, yeah,
now
it
you can
is.
like create so much change. And now you like even with this teenager, like thank you for telling me, right?
Yeah,
Like
that's what I said. And I think they still left pretty miffed that I didn't.
Yeah. But what I do want to point out also for the poll is there should have been a lot more people being like, ask the Black community or ask Z. Like that, like aside from not using it, your next answer should be ask the community because nobody else gets a say or a vote in it. And that's why I was looking at the results like, okay, we'll go with the ones I'm not sure, but it's a little cringy, a little bit that
Mhm.
people are not actively changing. So that's where I would want to put in my 2 cents of like, that was disappointing to see. And I wish that people could do better. But now that they know and hopefully they're listening, they can do better. So we're just
Yeah,
going to be loud and proud with that one.
end of the day, it's so easy. Just don't use the word.
Yeah, just don't.
And write in with, hey guys, like that is a habit of mine. So habits are harder. Crash out's not a habit.
No.
So just take the word out. And it took me five
Yeah.
minutes to go through my handouts
Yeah.
and it's fine.
Well,
Right?
and yeah, it's kind of like if someone's bitching about like whether or not they should be using a word that they like using out of convenience when an entire community is fending for their life, like
Yeah.
really just don't. Like there's
It should
there's
be
no
such an
reason.
easy answer, right? Like,
Yeah, there shouldn't even be a question. It should be like, "Hey, Meg, zip your mouth and change it." Like that, like a collective clap, and then everybody's like, "Glad we're all on the same page. Let's go rally for our folks who are literally fending for their lives and in places of war and cannot
yes.
get food and water." Right? Like, let's
Mhm.
change it to that conversation. But I know that we have to have these in order to have those. But we're rallying. We got this.
We got it. Okay,
We
we
got
have to
this.
go. So I
I know we
have
have
to
to
go to
go.
a home visit. That's four
Yeah.
minutes down the road, and we have 6 minutes to get there.
Okay. Well, this was great. I thought this was awesome. You did an amazing job. Amazing job.
I thought it was pretty great too. Next episode 6, look at us keeping count still. Episode
Sexy
6, I'm going to
six.
talk about my bad dreams because I have
Yeah.
one that's reoccurring. And Z said, "Oh, I love to interpret dreams." And I mean, she also knows about plants. I feel like I'm like, oh, I can't, whatever. And you were like, I do that. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if you don't do.
Okay.
I do all the things. So you're going to help me
It's
with my dreams next time because I think there's something wrong
yes.
with my brain.
Yes, I got it. We're gonna have so much fun. Thank you all for joining today. This was such a great topic. Again, if you have questions, put them into the anonymous link and we will check them periodically and answer them on the podcast. That's it for me. Ciao. I can't figure out the button. I'll fix it later.